A lot of people love the gym, but have you ever wondered how muscle is actually built? Today, we're going to discuss the physiological process of muscular hypertrophy. Let's get to it. Now remember that hypertrophy is an adaptive mechanism, right? If we put increased functional demand on our muscles, they're going to adapt by increasing in size and sometimes number of cells in order to meet that demand. You see, building muscle is actually really complicated, and it's not a one-way process. Rather, it's a very dynamic process. You see, our muscles are constantly in a state of catabolism and anabolism. In other words, our muscles are constantly building themselves up, and at the same time, they're breaking their constitutive proteins down. So since muscle building is really a balance between anabolic building and catabolic breaking down forces, it stands to reason that muscle mass increase happens when there's an anabolic or protein building state that's favored over the catabolic one. As a matter of fact, studies show that muscles that contract at least 50% maximum force will actually gain strength rapidly, even if only done a few times per day. Studies actually show that 6 near maximum contractions performed in just 3 sets about 3 days a week will lead to the optimal increase in muscle mass and minimum amount of fatigue, and that a 30% increase in muscle strength can be observed in just 6 to 8 weeks. Here's how this works. Exercise will actually lead to an upregulation in growth hormone, and a really important metabolite of growth hormone is IGF-1. IGF-1 will bind to the surface receptor of the muscle cells. This surface receptor will lead to a rather complex signal cascade that has the end effect of upregulating AKT or ACT. Okay, this is the kind of central protein that's controlling the entire balance between hypertrophy and atrophy. Now, ACT will lead to the upregulation of the mTOR complex. This is the mammalian target of rapamycin. And then this is what leads to the increased protein synthesis. So this builds our muscles and allows our muscles to grow. And that's how hypertrophy works. Another mechanism is that with exercise, we of course utilize increased ATP, and this has the downstream effect of increasing mitochondrial DNA synthesis. This increases the number of mitochondria within our muscle cells, allowing us to produce more ATP for contractions. And I hope you enjoyed, guys. That's how muscle is built.